Hi, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Coming Out with Liz and Eddie. I'm Eddie Connor.
And I'm Liz Lyuv.
And the title of this episode is Upgrading Your Magnetizing Game. How? What?
What? By attracting to yourself what it is that you do want and not what you don't want, and what you don't prefer, Eddie.
That's right. You don't prefer Eddie.
What you don't prefer, Eddie.
Okay, thank you, Liz. You guys tune in, because there's more of this joyous bundle of deliciousness waiting for you. This show is all about upgrading your magnetizing game, and you and I know that magnetizing and the art of magnetizing is fun.
Yes.
A lot of people have a tendency to get real serious about it, and I did too in the beginning when I learned about the law of allowing, the law of attraction, and that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. Did you get serious?
No. I didn't get serious about it. Yeah, I didn't. I wasn't really serious about it. It was like, oh, okay. You know, when I learned about it, I just go, okay, that's how it works. To me, I was just like, oh, that's how it works.
That is how it works. I was so like trying hard to not do it wrong in the beginning. When the best part of magnetizing being fun is when you don't know you're doing it and you're having fun at the same time, and then you're like, oh my goodness, that's how it works.
Yeah.
You were already ahead of the 8 ball.
Well, no, you know, I think not so much being ahead. It's just like when I was told about it and I was learning about it in a class that I had taken with Fatima Abate, then I just go, oh, it's just like when you have that light bulb goes off in your head and you say, oh, that's what that is. Yeah. And then I just accepted it and I go, okay, so I just keep doing what I'm doing. But what I said to myself is that now I need to discover for myself what it is that I want. Perfect. So that I can be more proactive in attracting to myself what it is. And I think that's going into today's today's show, and that is
upgrade your magnetizing game. And the core essence of magnetizing is when you successfully use your soul's frequency, or another way to say the same thing is you use your soul's inner light.
Yeah.
And now in the last show we spoke about where Liz made me take a damn test.
He loved it.
I did a little bit because I learned. Mm-hmm. We spoke about connection versus attachment.
Yeah.
And the purest way to magnetize what you want to you is through connection to source, wouldn't you say?
I'd say so.
And the thing that makes it harder to magnetize what you do want is when you have an attachment to the outcome.
Yes. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like, I ain't going to be happy till I get a 6'6" man walking around with some floppy pajamas on. That's not even a good manifestation.
No, that isn't. What were you thinking?
Like 6'2". So we were going to lead with a question, and we decided to make it more of a statement and to keep in the realm of the statement of the art of magnetizing is fun, because there is an art to it. Yeah. And the lighter you are from the inside out, the more successful you will be in magnetizing the kinds of things you want in life.
So now we're going to come up with a few questions. And the first one is, what is magnetizing? Mm-hmm. What is core essence magnetizing? And how do people magnetize?
So what is magnetizing, Liz?
Well, it's attracting to yourself what you desire, what you visualize, what you are creating. And I think we talked about in previous shows. So what you visualize, what you desire, you are bringing to yourself to have that experience that you prefer.
Yes. And are you magnetizing to yourself even when you don't know that you are?
Yes. And I think that we said that many times. There's always a commitment to a path. So there's a commitment to drawing to yourself one thing, or drawing to yourself what you don't want. And as one of our my favorite channels, Bashar, who is channeled by Daryl Anka, it always says it's what you prefer and what you don't prefer. Mm-hmm. But you are responsible for that. So yes, Yes.
So even when you're sleeping, are you magnetizing things to you?
I would say that no one's ever asked me that question before. Sleeping.
Yeah. When
I
you're
would say, yeah, if you're in a state of, an energetic state, and this is your soul, and you are a compilation of your beliefs and thoughts, belief systems and thoughts and desires,
Yep.
and then yes, you are attracting to yourself all these things.
Are you magnetizing to yourself whether you have a physical body or not?
Well, being that we're in a physical form now, yes, we are attracting to ourselves. Yes.
Physically.
Physically.
And then if we don't have a body and we're just a soul banging around the universe going, where's the trailer park? I can't find it. Are you magnetizing then?
Well, what happens?
By the way, I love trailer parks. That's my people.
That's why he keeps talking about
That's why I keep talking. Okay.
But I love you, okay? Okay, so you know that when we are a consciousness experiencing physicality, not the other way around. I talked about that the last show. But when we do not have a physical body, we're in the non-physical, that's how we move around, through attraction.
Yes.
So you attract, you go to a place where other people of like energy and frequency are, and that's where you go. And when you're done with that energy, you go to the next place where there are other people who have similar energies to you are.
Because every person, every living thing, physical or not physical,
Yes.
is magnetizing based on whatever their output is, whatever they're vibrating internally.
Well, whatever you're vibrating, period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so whether it's good or bad.
Internal or external, doesn't matter.
Yeah, and
whatever you're vibrating.
Whatever I vibrate is going to put me in a whole different circle of things that we could be talking. What happened, Liz? Tell me what happened in your fantasy right there.
No, never mind.
Did you just roll over from your Ben and Jerry's threesome? Refer back to, seriously, would you date yourself part 2 of the last episode? Oh, God.
No, it's something you said, and I apologize.
No, don't apologize.
I forgot. I just forgot.
No. So let me start over.
Okay.
So we're all always magnetizing,
Yes.
whether we know we are or not.
Yes.
And I might be picking a subject like relationships that causes me to vibrate over here with a whole new group of people.
Yes.
That you might. Now, did that trigger anything for you?
Mm-mm.
You're not going to say it. I see her see it. I'm telepathic. I see you.
I see you.
I see you.
No, you're absolutely correct, Edward.
You're not going to tell me.
No.
Let's say I'm correct.
I know.
Just say it again since you're not going to tell them.
They're
dying to
You are
know.
correct. You're correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Good Lord. So we're always.
I was being naughty. Okay.
Always.
That's it.
That's
what I was saying.
Listen,
okay.
people pay extra for naughty.
Naughtiness.
Yes. Word porn. Baron chicka baron chow. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
So we're always magnetizing, whether you know about magnetizing or not.
Yes.
You are. Whether you're waking or sleeping, you're magnetizing. And the thing about magnetizing is the really serious things humans love to talk about the most: love, money, career, body. Liz and I never talk about body image.
Only in between.
And when we're not talking about it, we're trying to cover up our girls.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So love, money, career. Let's say those are the big three things people speak about, especially in coaching sessions and intuitive sessions. Mm-hmm. You are magnetizing to you just based on money, what you do want and what you don't want, what you spoke about not having, what you spoke about having, the win-ventories and the sin-ventories. We do it with every single category. That's why you can be, quote, thinking you're doing the work instead of actually doing the work, and you can pull some cute person to you that's a borderline personality that's going to steal your Ben and Jerry's ice cream and roll over and leave you for dead. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so you can attract to yourself whatever it is, but also you can, once you receive it, you can also say, I don't want it. Once it's there, you can deny it.
Unless you have an attachment to it and you're still trying to put a square peg into a round hole.
Yes, yeah. But I'm just thinking that once, like some people, this is what I was thinking. As an example, like let's say you attract to yourself something that, you've been wanting for a long time.
In a round peg into a square hole.
So you wanted something for a long time, and all of a sudden it's there. And it is scaring the living shit out of you.
I'm sorry, what?
Scaring the living shit out of you.
Okay.
And you decide that's not what I want.
And then what do you do? Because that's a great observation.
Then you run. Then you run the other way. But then you just go, oh my God, it's here. I did it. I attracted it. Oh my God. So then you just go, oh, I don't know if I really want this now.
Which that's a reality.
Do you see what this happens a lot.
Every thought, feeling, and frequency about every subject that's important to you will meet you the moment you meet the very thing you were sending energy towards. Yeah. And sometimes when it pops up in your face, like she was doing in her naughty thinking mind, then you sit back and go, I don't think so.
Yeah, you're just going like,
So it's about realigning, readjusting, and forgiving yourself for being a sloppy vibrator of energy.
Or also, as an example, this happens quite often as well, Eddie.
Hold on a second. Or, hold on.
Or what happens also is that you do attract this person in your life.
Good person or bad person?
It doesn't matter. There's no judgment here, either good or bad. It's what you attracted. Okay. So it's just what you attracted. So you attract this experience into your life, and we're not going to put any judgment as to whether it's good or bad. You have just attracted this experience as the creator, and you look at it, and in your estimation, once it's there, it's not exactly what it is that you want. So then that's why I brought that up earlier, is because you can deny it. You can say, no, I don't want that. Or again, as you said, you can reassess it and just reconfigure what it is that you want. But you have to ask yourself what it is that you created, what you asked for, what your belief systems in order to bring this to you. Maybe you forgot an element.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Maybe you forgot to say, yes, he's good looking.
And monogamous.
And he's monogamous.
And he knows where a G-spot is.
Okay, you can say that has a G-spot. I mean, he knows where... Okay, you know what I meant. He knows where the G-spot is, but
guys have them too.
I know, but I'm just saying.
I read about it.
Maybe, you forgot to say, I want somebody who's a little adventurous and exciting, and he comes with all those things, but he's boring. He's non-playful.
Oh, but then you just want to add playful to it.
But that's what I'm saying. You maybe you don't have all the elements there. You really want to think about this. You don't want to be on automatic, is what my point.
Yeah, be on automatic pilot.
Because as a result, you get all these things.
When you're on automatic pilot and you default back to your old programming, you will have a tendency to blame them for not being what you thought they were based on the energy you magnetized to you out of them. Yeah. Okay. This is serious stuff. So expectation is a vibration that brings a manifestation.
Again, yeah.
So you want to clean up your expectations, or even not have any if you can help it, and elevate your desire instead of what you expect from them, because sometimes expectation comes with attachment instead of connection.
Yeah, because you want them to be what you want them to be and not themselves.
That's right.
You have to be accepting. But, also, I would say when that happens, you might want to clear your filter, your own filter of what you believe you are, what the world is, what you expect in your life. And it's something that you have to keep doing your whole life.
That's right.
Just clearing your filter and knowing how you take in life is how you receive the world through your filter.
And that's why Liz decided before we hit record on this show, instead of asking the question, what is magnetizing, in the opening, to have a statement of magnetizing is fun. And the more fun you have with it, the less attachment you have, and the more pure your desires will be manifested, which leads us into, we talked about what is magnetizing and answer that. What is core essence magnetizing?
Yeah, what is that?
For me, it is when you're so connected. Now, Abraham Hicks would say you feel, not think or act, you feel tuned in, tapped in, turned on to the stream of pure positive energy that creates worlds. And we've all had moments, whether we're by ourselves or with other people we love and care about, where we just felt so connected, so tuned in. We were talking earlier with Malcolm and Vanessa about their movies they watched and their favorite TV shows. When they spoke about it, they lit up.
Yeah.
And that is a form of core essence energy, meaning your core essence, in my opinion, is pure light.
Yes.
Light is unconditional love. Light is connection to all that is.
Yes.
Because we're not separate from each other, and we're not separate from anything or anyone in this entire universe.
Yes.
So core essence magnetizing is being the light that you are, shining bright in a connected way so that you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and then you're pulling way more of what you do want to you than what you don't want.
Yeah. It's all about clarity and understanding of who you are, and constantly being aware. It's awareness.
Listen, awareness is one of my favorite things. I don't do it a lot, but when I do, I feel sophisticated.
And then the last one is, how do people magnetize? I think we talked about that.
Mostly by default.
Well, hopefully it's changing. People are changing that. And because more of this information is getting out, this is not the first time I'm sure people have heard it about magnetizing. How do people magnetize? We've been talking about energy ever since we started our show. And and other people have talked about it. But again, energy, everything is energy.
Yep. So how do people magnetize?
Yeah.
No two people magnetize the same way, the same feeling, with the same action, with the same behaviors as anybody else. Everybody is uniquely different.
Absolutely.
Because whatever you observe will cause you to vibrate a frequency by default unless you harness it and elevate it into a core essence frequency, or a core essence, meaning something that you're connected to that feels good.
Yeah. Yeah.
In simple terms, the better you feel, the more powerful your magnetizing skills are. The more crappy you feel, the more you're going to be a sloppy vibrator.
Well, again, just like we talked about yesterday, we were talking about when you're tired, when you're, upset, or if you're, let's say you feel a little off, you are by default.
Yeah.
You're attracting by default.
Yes.
Which
means you literally go back to your 7-year-old and under behavior by default, by accident. We call that osmosis.
Yes.
Not osmosis, osmosis. Okay, if you're just tuning in, you're watching Coming Out with Liz and Eddie. I'm Eddie Connor.
And I'm Liz Lyu.
This show is all about upgrading your magnetizing game and making the art of magnetizing something fun. And Liz is going to lead the next segment off with 4 ways to do that.
So the first one is acknowledging who you are.
Yes.
Your God self.
What's the next one?
Next one is Don't be pushing me, okay?
Child, I'll push you out that chair.
Okay.
I will.
Manifesting.
Okay, manifesting.
And mistakes people make when they magnetize, using the magnetizing game.
Okay, what's that other one? At the top, number 1.
Number 1, that's focus.
Yeah, there you go.
We have to focus. Okay, what's the next ones, Eddie? The next 3?
It's connecting the dots.
Yes.
Whenever you're magnetizing, it's very important to see, hear, feel, acknowledge how you're connecting the dots, using yourself as a polarizing point. I'm going to have to ask my friend Liz about that one because that's a good one.
Okay, so
when I'm done.
Okay. Don't make me feel sad, Eddie.
I can't create in your reality,
Okay,
Liz.
go ahead.
Okay. Contradicting. Looking at the negative and talking about what you don't want.
Oh, yeah, you have to talk about that one.
So let's talk about focus.
Okay, focus. Again, it's like awareness. I think that if we simplify everything all the time, not making everything so
serious,
so wordy, so like complicated. It's really very simple. Be aware and attract. Know who you are, be authentic, and you will begin to understanding yourself, your soul, your feelings, your energy, and you will begin to see how it's a flow. It's just a simple flow. And it just comes.
She's there, ain't she? She's on the mountaintop with Jesus talking.
Right?
Yeah, you are.
It is. It's just like a flow. And you simplify things. You clear the clutter, internal clutter that you have inside yourself. And so that you can receive what it is that you want. And it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be very, very simple.
Okay. Well, thank you. I'm going to bring everybody down to the bottom of the mountain near the woodshed.
Okay.
Focus for me is we are always focused whether we know we are or not.
Yes.
And I'm going to use one of Liz's famous terms. When you're focused on purpose or focused not on purpose is a choice.
Yeah.
If you don't focus on something, even when you're just driving down the road, except for the basic conscious things, you will end up being slipped into the monkey-minded consciousness of the rest of the population, also known as sleeple on planet Earth.
Sleeple?
Sleeple.
Mm-hmm.
People who are sleeping sheeple. Or sleeple who are sleeping with sheep. People. Okay. By the way,
Sheep
that's
people.
where syphilis came from. Did you know that?
I did.
Okay. Look at us.
I did
Stay
read
tuned
history.
for
Okay.
more educational bites on how to save yourself from syphilis. Okay.
Okay.
You don't need to go downtown to the health clinic.
No.
Just call Liz.
Or Eddie.
And Eddie.
Or Eddie.
So focus is you're either doing it on purpose or you're not.
Simple.
And even when you don't even know you're focusing, you're focused on something. So it's about deliberately, consciously having fun, not being too serious.
Yeah.
And refocusing. Focus, refocus, focus, refocus.
Yes.
See, look, we took you to the mountaintop with Jesus. We took you right to syphilis, and then we'll take you right back to the mountaintop. That's how we roll here on Coming Out with Liz and Eddie. So acknowledging who you are,
Yes.
your God self.
Yeah.
Explain that for me.
Again, I think that we're going back to the first one. I think that the first two, 1, 2, 3 of them are all connected.
Hey, look at you. That was so wise.
1, 2, 3, it's all connected.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just knowing who you are, accepting who you are, knowing that you're the creator, that you are the one responsible for creating your experience in this world, creating who you are, how you want to present yourself to the world, how you want to attract others in your life. And, keep in mind that, if there's someone around you that you don't like to have in your life, you don't have to. And I'm saying this for a reason, is that when sometimes a lot of people find themselves in groups or situations where they really don't like being. Again, you can raise your vibration, you can become more aware of who you are, and you can attract to yourself a new situation. And you can, it's almost like, I don't want to say repel because that's too strong, but energetically, they will just vibrate out of your life. It won't be part of your life any longer. And you don't have to accept it. Don't feel like you need to accept them into your life if you don't want to.
Right. And the whole thing about going back with your inner light, holding on to the part of you that's the purest when you feel tuned in, tapped in, turned on. That is a power that is the universe.
Yes.
You and the universe are one and the same. Excuse me. And whenever you're manifesting, when you're acknowledging your God self or who you truly are from the inside out, There's an organic, natural fluidity to the world around you physically and spiritually that you could not consciously comprehend if you had 100 lifetimes.
Yeah.
Because that invisible, non-physical, unconditionally loving energy is removing things and bringing things in.
Constantly.
Just like an ocean is ebbing and flowing. The waves are coming in and the waves are going out. If you're connected and connecting the dots in that connection, you will start to see new high frequency patterns. You'll start to be aware and observe and create a whole new series of focus that makes your magnetizing game more fun than you can possibly imagine. You know what they just said? We need to give an example before we close.
Yeah.
Of how to hold what can be normally a difficult thing to help them get into their core essence, making magnetizing fun topic.
Well, what if, okay, for example, and I'm talking about if they're in a job that they don't like.
JOB is an acronym for just over broke for most people.
Yeah. So I'm in a situation where I'm in a position that I don't like, but I'm going there every single day. So I want to vibrate out of there. I want to create for myself a new position. I want to not be there anymore, basically.
Because in one sentence?
Because it's not what I prefer.
Good.
That's it. It's just not what I prefer.
And by the way, there's no resistance in that.
No.
And I'm not saying from her words, I'm saying from her gut brain or her heart mind. So it's not what I prefer. That's so much better than, I hate the floors, I hate the windows, I hate my boss.
No.
Because you can't leave anything when you hate it. You just drag it right along with you, and it shows up at the next job.
Yeah, it does. You just bring it with you. You have to make peace with that. And then you can step away.
And by the way, the peace she's speaking of isn't she has to make peace with the dirty floors and the dirty windows and the dirty boss. It is making peace inside yourself.
Exactly.
For what you did manifest. And I think do a win-ventory of what gifts that position brought you.
Yes.
And then release that position in love in that place of awareness. And then you'll pull the new positions, not one, but two positions in one.
Well, what'll happen is, yes, you're correct. And so then automatically you'll vibrate out, and then the universe will rally around what you have decided that you wanted to do for yourself. Again, life is on a spiral, and you'll be presented with a situation where you will either be offered a situation is similar.
Yes.
Or one that's different of what you want.
So you can pull a new position that it looks really good on paper that really just matches the frequency of the job you vibrated out.
Yes.
And some people innocently will jump from the frying pan into the fire without lining up a little bit more energy.
It might be worse.
Child, it can be worse, let me tell you.
Yeah. And so in that way.
So when that happened, you revived, refreshed, connected the dots, did inventories.
Yes. And then you again reassess and look into it and see what it is that you want for yourself.
From a place of connection, not attachment.
Yes. And you will automatically draw to yourself this situation that you want. It may, it's so funny. It just happened to me. But you look at something with your new magnifying vision.
Your soul color glasses.
Yes. And you see it and you look at it exactly for what it is.
Vibrationally and physically.
Yes, physically. And you say, that looks very similar to something that I know. So a lot of times it's very similar to what I know. Like I know this thing. And you sometimes feel very comfortable in a situation that you don't like. So then you get into this new situation. You see another one you've attracted to yourself in this new situation. And it can be a little scary. Can be a little, you may have that little fearfulness, that little anxiety. And you're going,
We call that boob sweat here. I'm coming out with Liz and Eddie.
But again, you attract that. But it's at a different, it's a different frequency. It's a different vibration.
So what I heard
is
we humans have a tendency to keep going to what feels familiar.
Yes, absolutely.
So this is the JOBB that they don't want. That's an acronym for just over broke bitches.
Yep.
And then they'll stay here. Then they'll move from here to a lateral move that looks one hair better, but it still feels familiar enough where they're not triggered by change.
Yes.
However, if you see this for what it is, this is something you drew to you because your desire at the JOBB didn't feel good.
Yeah.
And then you see the new opportunity if you don't jump from the frying pan into the fire and you stoke up the energy and make magnetizing fun by doing the win-ventory of where and how you're connected from the inside out with your inner light.
Yes.
Then you will pull something right behind the first opportunity. You could pull 2 or 3 more to you.
Absolutely.
That are way higher just for the shits and giggles of it.
That's right.
That's SAG.
But also something totally different that you never even thought the universe can present to you in ways that you haven't even imagined yet.
Here's a question based on what you just said.
Yeah.
So what causes you to summon more life force energy? Something you're familiar with or something you're unfamiliar with? What causes you to summon more life force energy? Something you already know inside and out or something brand new that you don't know?
Oh, God. I never thought about it in those terms.
Isn't it fascinating?
Yeah.
Because for
Go
me,
ahead. For you,
it's like I worked as a fry cook. I worked at Western Sizzling. I worked at the soda shop. Child, I could sling me some tacos at Taco Bell. People, my line would be so long.
I can make me some donuts.
Child, please. Oh, don't make me play ring toss with you later. Actually, that would be a bad game. I forgot what I was saying.
No, go ahead. You were magnetizing it.
So that world I know. I knew it inside and out. Loading trucks, knew it inside and out. Retail, inside and out. My heart's desire was to be in visual marketing. It was to be in PR. It was to be in choreography and all of that. I had no life experience that. It was completely unfamiliar. And my heart, every time I laid on that shag, yellow, orange, whatever the hell it was, carpet growing up in the trailer watching Soul Train and American Bandstand, my inner being was vibrating high, fast, and pure. When I went out into the real world as an adult with 0 dance training, I was hired and paid to choreograph all the way up to Dance Fever and Miss America pageants. Because my desire whenever I was young brought the unfamiliar world to me.
That's right.
But I knew the core essence. Here's something to remember. The universe will never bring you anything you can't handle.
That's right.
And
absolutely.
You can go from loading trucks to choreographing for the Miss USA pageant. And even though choreographing for Miss USA, for female impersonators, was completely unfamiliar to me, my heart, my soul, my energy was in the right place. So it was unfamiliar, but what was familiar was unification, creating that kind of community. Yeah. So in connecting the dots, Liz has this great thing here called using yourself as a polarizing point. What do you mean by that before we go to our recap?
You're the point. You're the one. That's really it. You're that polarizing point that attracts.
Oh, everybody. I thought you were talking to me specifically. It's okay.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
You too, Eddie.
Okay.
You are a polarizing point. You're the one that attracts everything, right? I mean,
no, Eddie, you is a polarizing point. Okay.
You are a polarizing point,
okay.
Eddie. You are that point, just like everyone else. Everyone is that point that attracts. You know.
I'm sorry. What? We have a thing
I talk
here,
with my hands.
That's what your head was doing.
Oh. You are so bad. So yes, that's what I mean by polarizing point. Use yourself as the means to get what you want in a positive way in your life, so you can understand and experience the world and the universe as an amazing place.
Yes.
It's like I want to say it's like a Garden of Eden, you know, or like a.
There was a snake in that garden.
Well, we can talk snakes.
Now, here's the part where she says, Eddie, you so nasty.
Yeah, you're so nasty. So, but truthfully, you can see the world not in a fearful place, but in a positive place, a welcoming place, something that welcomes you. Just like when you go to this new job, where they welcome you. Recently, I did a reading for someone, and she was asking me about a new position that she was going to be taking. And when I was looking into it, I could see that these people that she was going to be working with are very welcoming to her. They want her to be there.
Nice.
And it would be a positive experience for her. But that's the universe. It's welcoming.
If you allow
it to be. Yes.
If you're just tuning in, you're watching Coming Out with Liz and Eddie. I'm Eddie Connor.
And I'm Liz Lyu.
This entire show is about upgrading your magnetizing game, and you're just in time because we're going to do a quick recap and before we wrap up the show.
That's right.
So, focus is...
Focus on what you want. Awareness.
Yep. And be aware that you're looking at what you do want instead of innocently what you don't want. So it's like making your focus as pure as possible.
Yeah.
Acknowledging who you are as a God self.
Yes. And manifesting.
See this little section where it says a little backstory?
Oh. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
I jumped the script on her, y'all. That's totally my fault.
That's my fault.
So
so yeah. Go ahead. Go back.
No.
Go back, sister.
Okay. So acknowledging who you are and your God self. Edit.
Bleep. Bleep, bleep.
Bleep, bleep.
Is it bleep, bleep?
Yep.
Okay, so acknowledging who you are. So just it. That's it. For the first one, focus is awareness. And the second one is acknowledging who you are. So it's self-awareness and saying, I like myself. I am truly a child of the Most High, or, God, Goddess, all that is, whatever you want to say. But you accept yourself. You're kind to yourself.
Yes.
You accept all the things about yourself.
And
right? And what is it to you?
For me, acknowledging who your whole self is exactly what you said, is being aware in a focused point of energy that your inner light is the light of all that is.
Yeah.
And every time you choose to swim in that light, marinate in that light, think, feel, radiate in that light, you are one with that all that isness. And from that space of connection to source, you literally summon the energy that creates worlds in a way where your conscious mind would never be able to figure out how you do it. And one of the big mistakes we make is the next point. It's we buttredict, or we innocently contradict our connection to source with resistant thoughts, or thoughts of what we don't want instead of what we do want. So an innocent buttrediction would be, I really want the relationship, but I'm nervous that this person isn't monogamous, which is something I do want. And then you reassess, you refocus, you get back in touch with your true self. You forgive yourself instead of beat yourself up for it. And you just clean it up. And you go from being what is familiar in that relationship, desire, to something a little less familiar, so that you summon more life force energy.
You forgive yourself for having created something that maybe you didn't prefer. And it's okay.
That's right. And that's all. And that's one of the easiest ways to connect the dots. So what was your favorite part about this show today, besides all your sexual innuendos and stuff?
My favorite thing, my favorite things are, I would say, understanding the process again and the manifestation part of it. That knowing that I have the ability to manifest what I want in my life.
Wow.
In the way that I want.
Nice.
Right?
Yes.
What's your favorite, Eddie?
I'm going to sound redundant, and it's the truth. I keep feeling this theme with my inner standing of connection versus attachment. And there are things, I totally know the difference. Connection is the sun and the moon and the stars in the sky, and attachment is an empty carton of Ben and Jerry's. It really is. That's how dramatically different it is.
Yeah.
And so it is the moments where I thought I was connected. I was really in I'm going to tell on myself, I was in a somewhat complacent place.
Yeah.
My life was so comfortable.
Got that.
The finances were comfortable. The house is comfortable. This is comfortable. And I wasn't choosing to connect higher to summon more energy or connect in a higher, more unfamiliar way.
Understand that.
Child, listen, when you connected and you all fluffy like this, you don't even care that you're fluffy like this because you're so connected.
And I want to add one more thing, that be open to that, to the fact that whatever it is that you're manifesting, that you're drawing to yourself, can come to you in ways that you had never even thought of before. That it can come in with people, places, things, opportunities, money,
miracles,
friendships, support in ways that you couldn't even imagine. And just be open to that.
Yes.
And see where it takes you.
Every single time. If you're open to those unlimited possibilities, listen, if you want a new job, you can think of 1, 2, or 3 ways to get it. If you need some extra money, you can think of 1, 2, or 3 ways to get it. And it's usually borrowing it from somebody else or payday loans or whatever. But the universe, that part of you that's connected and that is having fun with magnetizing what you do want, monetarily speaking, or any other way, you have opened yourself up to roughly 800 trillion different ways for it to come.
Or more.
Or more.
Yeah. And also, and it may be that you're not going to get a job. You're going to start your own business. You're going to create for yourself something that is unique so that people will come to you and support you monetarily.
That's right.
Right?
Child, please.
Okay.
I would date you.
Oh, me too.
But it ain't that kind of show. Okay. So thanks for watching. This is coming out with Liz and Eddie. I'm Eddie Connor.
And I'm Liz Lyu.
You've been watching Upgrade Your Magnetizing Game. And until next time, please remember to keep your thoughts, your feelings, and your what? Frequencies high, fast, and
pure.
Yeah, girl.